do want to address another issue that is very important, and this really goes to the heart of the Word Faith movement, of the New Apostolic Reformation movement, of the charismatic movement in general. And that is this: are there modern day apostles? Do we have modern day apostles today? Now, before we answer that question, let's talk about what an apostle is. What is an apostle? The Greek word apostolos literally means sent one who is sent. That's really all it means. But it's not quite that easy, because there are two different kinds of apostles. There's two different kinds of apostles. One category is that of the apostles of Christ. And when we talk about the apostles of Christ, we're talking about the office of apostle. And we generally denote that with a capital A, apostle of Christ. And there were 12 of those. Revelation 21, verse 14, describes the New Jerusalem, which is built upon 12 foundation stones, on which are inscribed the names of the 12 apostles. So there were only 12 apostles of Christ. Now, there is another kind of an apostle, and this is an apostle of the church. And this is just in a very general sense of the term, one who is sent out. In this sense, any evangelist is an apostle. Any missionary is an apostle. In a sense, you and I could be apostles, but we denote that with a lowercase a, not a capital A. Capital A, we use that to denote the office of apostle. Lowercase a, just more in a general sense, just one who is sent out. These are apostles of the church. And we see this kind of distinction with other biblical terms as well. For example, elder. In the Bible, elder could refer simply to an older man, or it could refer to the office of the elder, and the same thing with a deacon. In the New Testament, the word deacon, diakonos, could simply mean a servant, very general sense of the term, or it could refer to the office of the deacon. Okay, so there's a few different terms in the Bible that have this kind of distinction. And so we need to keep this distinction in mind when we're talking about whether or not there are modern day apostles, capital A, today. So, are there any modern day apostles? Well, in order to be an apostle, capital A, apostle of Christ, a man, had to be a man, had to meet each of the following three requirements. Number one, that man had to be a first-person eyewitness of the risen Lord Jesus Christ. Had to be a first-person eyewitness of the risen Lord Jesus Christ. And dear friends, there are no more of those guys around today. They have been dead for a long, long time, for at least 1900 years. And so there are no more first-person eyewitnesses of Jesus Christ. Also, if you wanted to be an apostle, you had to be directly appointed by Christ. Jesus had to appoint you as an apostle. You did not run for office. You did not have a campaign. You did not print up campaign sign saying, "Vote for me, I want to be your next apostle." You had to be appointed by Jesus Christ himself as an apostle. And also, you had to have the ability to perform the signs and wonders of an apostle. You had to be able to raise the sick. Heal the sick, raise the dead. You had to be able to do the signs and wonders of the apostles, spoken of in all of these texts, especially 2 Corinthians chapter 12. And in order to be an apostle, you had to meet all three requirements. Not one of them, not two of them, you had to meet all three. And dear friends, there are no modern day apostles today. There is not a single person alive on the face of the earth today who meets even one of these requirements, much less all three.